What's up, it's Jad, and today I'm going to bring you another conversation that matters. Today I'd like to share something that Bruce Lee talked about. He said, one of the most challenging things in the world is to express oneself honestly.
Honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do. I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky, and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, now that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there.
Okay? To express oneself honestly. So today the question that I bring to you is, what is the honest expression of you? What is the honest expression of you, and why is that question important? That question is important because therein lies your excellence, and therein lies your purpose. So Bruce Lee in the interview, he said, you know what, it's easy for me to put on a show and show all these moves and show off and be cocky and all that stuff. But to express myself honestly, that is a challenge. So what does that mean? That means for us, it's easy for us to put on a public persona like, hey, look at me, I'm so cool, my life is so good, well, I have this cool job, I can do this cool fancy thing or whatever. But showing off, that all comes from the ego, and it's not fulfilling, and it's not something worthy of us. What's ultimately fulfilling, and also what gives value to the rest of the world, is when we identify, what is my natural born gift? What was I put here to do? And then pursue that goal, that vision, with everything you got, and then become world class at that thing. That is what it means to express oneself honestly, to reach mastery at that one thing that only you can do, that one thing that you were born gifted to do. So that's the question I give to you today. What is the most honest expression of you? And are you in the process of reaching mastery with that thing? Because that's going to be a goal worthy of you. You understand? That's going to be a goal worthy of you. That's going to give you fulfillment, and that's also going to serve the world. Because when anybody reaches a level of excellence in their lives, that inspires everyone. So this goes along with your purpose, with finding your purpose, right? So what is the honest expression? So how do you know if something's an honest expression of you? It's not coming from your ego. It's not coming from a place where you want applause or other people's approval or any of that. It's where you're doing something and you're achieving mastery at something, you're dedicating your life to something, not because of any outside reward, but because of the intrinsic reward of doing it. Okay? So, to express oneself honestly is one of the hardest things in life to do. But once you find that thing and you start expressing yourself honestly, you come into alignment with yourself. And now you're living a purposeful life. A lot of the times when we experience, we're like, is this all there is? Or you're searching for meaning in your life? It's probably because you're not expressing yourself honestly. You're not being an honest expression of who you're meant to be and what you're meant to do. If we look back at all the people who achieved greatness, they were not motivated by money. They were not motivated by outward applause. They were playing a different game. They were playing at a higher level. They were going for something different, okay? They wanted to discover what they were made of. They wanted to push boundaries. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to contribute. All of that lies in mastery, all right? Finding your passion isn't easy, right? It isn't for the lazy man, because once you find your life purpose, that's when the real hard work starts, because you're gifted with certain abilities, skills, talents, whatever. But then to become a master at those things, that's where the real challenge starts. And that's where the honest expression of who you are begins. So the question I leave to you today is, how can I live a life where I'm expressing myself honestly? Because that's a life worth living. All right, this is Jat T. Jones. Take care.